Hello and welcome. I would like to announce that I move over in my geometric object series to electromagnetic on static magnetic field testing. I have therefore here, as you can see, used a very professional device which allows to measure EMF, or for compliance testing, the functionality or the leakage of radiation from switch power supplies, electrical devices, from rails and so on. And it also allows me to a very high detail or resolution to measure Earth's magnetic fields. So we're going to use for these measurements, I will add also an additional functionality which is based on nature's principle. We have asymmetrical orientation of systems, which I did prove before is more beneficial, and we have also to apply here the principle of the power of life. So that will be an orientation of this different kind of pyramid forms. So I'm going to use all the ratios, Fibonacci ratios, for the systems to be built and connected together to produce that. So another thing we have to bear in mind is that electricity is not a primary energy form, it's a secondary. And that means we cannot assume that electricity comes from within. That means electricity cannot come from a system where it's generated through electricity. So the only thing we can do is we have to apply the rules of nature here, which means heat is generated by compressing cold. Heat radiates and is moving back to cold, so that cold moves to heat and heat moves to cold. That is the nature of law, and that's how our universe and everything functions. So if you look at the pyramids, that's quite interesting. So 30 years ago I had a subject which as one of my examination was the 4 elements. If you look at alchemy, which comes from the land of Cam, which is the old name of Egypt, you see the 2 symbols. One symbol is the symbol for fire, and the symbol for fire is exactly like a pyramid looks like. And then you have the symbol for water, which is the opposite side, which is the upside down pyramid, which shows cold. So well, it stands for water. So our pyramid is heat, if you want. Generates heat, and that has been demonstrated in electromagnetic fields by measuring with thermal imaging, that heat is generated inside, and the industry is now producing nanoparticles and nano sensor technologies, which is in a form of a pyramid. So we're going to use pyramid forms and arrangements in arrangement of the flower of life. That's what I mentioned many years ago in a conference call with like-minded people. However, we need to look at also the different ways. We need to look at the compression, we need to look at heat and cold. That means the ways they have to be orientated and connected needs to be applied here. So that's a different subject. So the interesting thing is, you see the spike here. Let me zoom in so that you can see that more clearly. So this spike in the middle comes, as I realized, from the light savings light bulb here, the photo lamps for video studio. And I switched then one light off, and it's still there. That means that was probably not the one which caused it, so I need to wait for the sweep to come through. As you can see there, it's still there. Now, but the other lamp, if I switch this one off, as you can see, this is the culprit. This is the one which has a leakage. So that is a lamp which needs to be discarded, or is a faulty lamp which didn't go through the testing procedures to avoid that, or it can be simply a bad type or damage and so on. So this device is used here for compliance purposes and for fault finding, and it allows me also to go to very, very high details and level in electric magnetic fields from 0.5 Hz up to 20 megahertz. And also the measurement of the magnetic or the Earth's magnetic fields very, 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 very low. In a picotesla range, I can measure magnetic fields from any magnetic source, can be a permanent magnet and so on, or just simply the Earth's magnetic field. So join me on my website when I conduct these experiments. They will be a little bit more extensive because here I will have to use all the kind of arrangements, and the testing will be different, a little bit more different to the other electrical tests I have done before. Thank you.